All right. So, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey,
I'm
you're
fine, thank
you're so messed.
you. What?
Yeah, you're so messed. I mean, like we miss you so much.
Yeah, we too. I miss you so much.
Great. So that program is called 14 minutes. That's the name of the
For the
program.
zoo.
Yeah, it's called for the Zoom time. So it's called 40 minutes. We've been thinking about a name recently. You know, like yesterday I had other members from secondary, and then we've been
Hmm?
thinking about a name for the program. Uh,
Hmm.
and then we came to that one, 40 minutes. You think it's a good name, or you have other?
No, yeah, good name. Like because of like the time of Zoom. Not bad.
Yeah, and somebody wanted to call it Zoom time. So which is
No, I
the
think that wouldn't be good. Like Zoom. Like everybody knows it's in Zoom. So what?
yeah? So which is better, Zoom time or 40 minutes?
40 minutes of Zoom. I think like we could change to the name of 40 minutes of Masters. So that
Uh,
would be nice.
okay, that's a good suggestion. I will put it into consideration. Like I just want to explain the idea of the
Like
program. Yeah,
these days it's so hard to like find a name. Like you gotta like get 5 ideas after like 15 hours or so.
yeah, so many names, and but I think 40 minutes is very unique. Like I've never heard about a
Yeah,
program for 40 minutes
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that is the name of the program, and we basically make interviews with students.
Entertainment.
So we are interviewing you today, and you're gonna tell us about the migration to the United States.
Yeah, the the pot
Yeah, yeah. We said that America is a melting pot. It's a
of
crucial.
immigrants of immigration.
Yeah, that's right. Like say, it receives people from all around the world, and that's why it's like a melting pot. But we're gonna move on to talk about the reasons for migration to the United States.
States.
Yeah,
The US.
like I mean, like let's go and search in the history of migration itself. Do we have any reasons or events happened in the history that led to the migration of people to the USA?
Yes, like they were like the Irish potato famine.
Yeah.
Jews in Russia were like forced to get out of Russia or get out of their town, or have been in generations of, and they were forced to like leave to another country if in rare cases, but like people would save like the people would take their life savings and go to America to find a better job or to start a better life because of Europe's um, economic crisis and industrial revolution in Yalna.
Yeah, that's definitely right. You said the potato famine in Ireland, and that was in 1845, I guess.
In the 1840s, someone
1840.
in the 1840s,
Yeah,
which
1840.
killed, which left 1 million men, women, and children starving.
Oh my gosh. So
But
a million people
but
died.
like, why is it called a potato?
Well, yeah, because potato is the main crop in Ireland. It's the main crop,
Ah,
you know. That's the main
that's
dish.
weird, but okay, I guess.
Yeah, and that was crop failure.
But why would it leave like some people dead? Like they already have like rice, not in a famine. What?
Yeah, but because that was the main crop that year, and it's over.
Like,
It's the main crop, and then a failure happened to it. A failure, like when we have a failure in a crop, that's due to
oh,
weather change or like
oh man.
using fertilizers
But
that are not
but there isn't.
contaminated.
But like rice can be like planted like all the year, like in summer, winter, like it stands.
Yeah, but they didn't grow rice at that year. You know, like I told you that it's the main crop. Like in Egypt, for example, the main crop is, well, I don't know. Could be
ملوخية.
sweet. No, no, it's sweet, I guess. Yeah, because we love bread. You know, we eat a lot of bread, and then that's the main crop. In Ireland, the main
with
crop was potatoes, and when a failure happened in the crop, you know, that led
started to like not be
that,
planted. There were like less and less potatoes. There were in the until like there were like 1,000 or 2,000 potatoes in Ireland
yeah. So
against 3 million, or I think 4 million. I don't remember.
yeah, the population dropped from 6.5 to 4 million.
So 2 million people died.
Yeah, yeah. Can you believe that? 2 million people.
No, no. I cannot believe that just because of potatoes I could eat like anything else.
Yeah, I told you that that was the main crop. Like everybody was growing.
But they're like,
Was
I know. I already said that. But there are like a lot of food more than plants, like meat.
yeah, and
Like
I wonder why the other countries didn't help him. Like the
them.
other European countries should have like sent some aids, like food supply.
UK, like you are the responsible one. You are like they were like conquering Ireland at the time. So why wouldn't they help them? Like Queen Victoria just be like, shh, no, just leave them alone.
Yeah, just let him die. Just let him die.
Like World War One or
I don't
two.
think that was the case, but like probably that was the scenario in the whole Europe. Like the whole continent was like struggling,
In a
and they
famine.
had financial problems already, and they had famines. So the point is that Ireland could not help itself, and the neighboring countries
Yeah,
could not help as well, and that's why, you know, a lot of people
that's
and
died.
that provoked a massive migration to the United States.
Yeah,
It is estimated around like 1.5 million people
yeah.
migrated
Moved from
to the
Ireland
United
to. But
States.
wait. That means 1 million people died because like the other million went to America.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why the population dropped down from 6.5 to 4.5 or 4.
I thought I thought
I
I
can't
thought
remember.
I thought like the whole 2.5 million people died, but turns out I was wrong. They went
Yeah,
to America.
yeah,
The
that's
half of them.
yeah. The famine provoked migration to the United States, and the second reason
And
that
there
you
also
mentioned,
and there also was like 3 or 2 revolutions in Russia. Like if they were not Jews, the revolutions in
ah,
Russia.
that you mean the anti-Semitic programs,
The communism thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the anti-Semitic programs, like you know, like Jews, like suffered a lot in Europe,
Yeah,
particularly in Russia. So like everybody was against them, like they were destroying their businesses, persecuting them, and that's
their
why they had to
their
flee
their
to the
farm. They
United
destroyed like their houses. Like Jews first they had to leave, but in 1900, like in the 20th century, like in the first like part of the 20th century, communism came. The government was abolished. Can that plane stop, please?
States. Yeah, here that is around
So
migrating
like
stuff.
the communism thing started. The Tsar of Romania, Tsar of Russia was like after 300 years of like czars, like Tsar 1, Tsar 2, Tsar Alexander. The last Tsar was Nicholas. Tsar Nicholas.
You mean the governor at that time?
Yeah, they were like a king, but
It
like
was like at that time, like we're talking about the anti-Semitic programs. Like I guess Stanley was the president.
but the Industrial Revolution like it like kicked the Tsar thing out. The Industrial Revolution like standing from between 100 years to 200 years. Like it's standing for a long time because like people wouldn't like black people from America. I mean, black people from Africa would be enslaved, but like there are many black Africans now in America because of like the slave thing. Their relatives might, their ancestors might be slaves, but
Yeah,
if
you're
it were
talking
for
about
Abraham Lincoln, they wouldn't be free people.
you're talking about enforced migration, right?
Yeah,
Well, like let me discuss the Industrial Revolution before we go on to talk about the enforced migration. Because like talking about the Industrial Revolution, like you know what happened in Britain, and then like it
Like
kind of
they
spread
started to like
all
make people
over
forced to
Europe.
work
Not
in
not
like
really, not really. Look, like I told you that at that time that like Britain started like inventing machines and like building
yeah,
factories.
like they invented like a machine that would like make things like really fast, like cups, for example, glass.
That's right. That's
Like
right. So, like a lot of factories were being built at that time, and then
time.
people came from villages. Right? They were farmers already. They came to the city to work in factories, and the living conditions in factories were horrible. You know,
We're
like, a lot
horrible.
of children.
Like the children, like at least, like did you know that there was a 3-year-old girl forced to work with her parents?
Oh my God, that's horrible. That's awful. Yeah.
And like in Britain, like in some cases, people were forced. What sound is that?
That was someone selling gas.
Gas?
Gas.
Why are they so loud? Like, can't they just like do like a
Gasoline.
truck sign thing and leave? Like, why do you have to do that?
I don't know. It's like I live in a place where like it's located on the main road, so like everybody passing by selling whatever. Like
Me too. Me too.
yeah,
I'm like uh, me and me and Giza. Like, I have 2 million dogs in front of my house every day.
yeah.
I honestly,
I do have like more than 2 million dogs, but they're selling different things. Yeah. Um.
no, I'm talking like dogs,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
not
yeah, I mean,
people.
yeah, I got your point. It's like they're barking all the time, and then like they're
Like
doing horrible things.
there are like literally 5 of them barking outside right now.
Yeah.
Why?
So
Now
every time,
let's just
like
leave that away and
every time somebody
continue.
passes by my house selling something, like he calls his internet. Yeah, but it's okay. Like they're doing their job, and I'm doing my job. They're selling stuff, and I'm doing stuff here. So like, um, it's all right.
And
Uh,
I just finished like the last day of Zoom, so I'm really happy with that.
yeah, great. You finished your online classes,
But only for 2 weeks. Like
but how was it?
nothing. Honestly, fun. I would just like mute and when I'm hungry.
Yeah, you get yourself muted, and then like you have your meals, and then you do your awesome stuff at home. And yeah, I
Yeah.
want to hear your name. Hey, I'm here, and then you start talking. Yeah, all right.
Look, I want to tell you about like before we get back to the problem.
Mhm.
Like I was like not this year, like last year when they like in September of 2020, I was like sleeping in mass because I was like so tired, and then the miss like I'm here, like it's time for your problem to wake. Like, I was like closing my camera so she wouldn't like shout to me. So I was sleeping and she said, I'm here. And she asked me a question and somehow I got it right. I slept again. My mom said, oh, it's just you like, just like by mystery. And I slept again. When the teacher called me again, I was like, oh, okay. And I got it right. My mom said, how? Like, tell me your secrets.
Yeah,
How?
but
I
it's
was
like
like sleeping like, when you know
yeah,
it's 6
you
a.m.
turn
you don't
off the
want to get up.
camera. You turn off the camera in most of the sessions. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna
Only in,
force all
besides Arabic
turn off
and
the camera.
religion and social studies.
Mm-hmm. You hate social studies, I know. Yeah, you
No,
hate it.
like this year is too damn hard, especially in Arabic. I'm like the F girl on Arabic.
Don't worry, it's gonna take time, and then you're gonna be proficient in it. Don't worry, it just takes time.
Professional and then forget about English. Talk like P pizza. The B instead of the P.
No, don't worry. It's like I had the same problem with the Arabic and grammar. You know, the Arabic grammar
No, the
stuff
grammar,
really
please.
hard.
I cannot like literally.
Mm-hmm.
My
All
mom
right.
said you're gonna get an F in Arabic and you gotta start the year again.
No, don't worry. You're not gonna get an F. You're
Okay,
gonna
so
pass.
let's get back to the problem. We have been talking too much out of the road.
Yeah, all right, let's go back to our main topic again, which is the Industrial Revolution. And I was talking about the bad working conditions in factories, and
In Britain.
a lot of kids developed lung cancer, and a lot of women died. The capitalists, I mean, the factory owners hired children and women because they are low paid. So
Yeah.
yeah, so the capitalists hired a lot of children and women and such factories, and living conditions were horrible. And like when those people finished working, like they went to places where they shared rooms, like, can you believe, like 200 or maybe more than
Like you're telling me 200
in the
people working
same in the
like
same
my
room,
father.
sharing the same toilet, and then like a lot of diseases. Yeah, that was the
May I please go to another country? Like I don't know where. Just get me to the sea. I'll do my pee there. Not with millions of people.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
that's definitely right, and that's what happened. He said those people like had the lure for a new land, and they say, okay, we need a new land, so let's go to the United States. We're looking for
Yeah,
a
like the
better life.
United States doesn't have that working conditions.
Yeah, that's it. So they escaped from those poor working conditions and horrible life they had, and they say, okay, we need a new land. We need to work in agriculture, start a new life without pollution, and
Yeah,
the United States was the best choice at that time.
like, and I have a fact for you, like about the immigration thing.
Yeah,
Do you know that John F. Kennedy, the president of the United States in the 1960s, was Irish? Like his descendants was Irish.
seriously.
No,
You
really.
got Irish roots?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I never know
he's
that
an
before.
he's an Irish potato.
That's really interesting. Now, are you kidding, or he really had
No,
Irish
really.
roots? Oh,
No, really.
that's really cool. Didn't know that.
I was like
I was
surprised
like,
too.
you mentioned John Kennedy, and I'm gonna mention George Washington. George Washington.
Yeah, he was from Britain.
Yeah, well, George Washington, like he was the first president
He
of
was
the United
English.
States, and he said, like, I hope this land might be a good asylum for all persecuted and virtuous mankind, no matter the nation.
How and like also like like they started to move from World War One because like nobody like came to like no World War was like in America, and they were sure that no World War would like be in America. So like many immigrants came like in World War One and Two, because
Yeah.
America was never like a was never invaded.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like a very interesting piece of information. Do you know Albert
And I know
Einstein?
what
Albert,
Albert Einstein.
yeah, Albert Einstein. Albert
Of course,
Einstein,
how? Not.
yeah. Albert Einstein was Jewish, all right, and
Mamma
he
mia.
and he lived in Germany at the time of the war. Like he was under the reign of Hitler. So Hitler
No,
or Hitler's
Hitler?
government.
Hitler or like that guy. I don't remember his name. The Emperor or Kaiser.
I don't know. No, it was the time of Hitler. The Nazi regime.
Mamma mia.
So
I feel so
the
bad for
Nazi
him.
the Nazi government or Hitler's regime
Nazi?
persecuted all the Jews, as you
All
know.
Jewish.
Yeah, and then like Albert Einstein was one of them, and he had to go to the United States. He had to escape persecution.
I'm running.
Yeah, and he went to the USA at the time of the war.
That's actually really interesting. I never knew that Albert. I was always like thinking, I know like by his look, he isn't American. Like not to judge,
He's
like not to judge,
basically
but
Jewish, and he lived in Germany, but like he fled to United States.
to avoid
Yeah,
being assassinated or something.
that's right. That's right. Because the atmosphere in Germany at that time was horrible, like persecution. And I told you that Nazi regime was burning the Jews' businesses, and even people, the citizens of Germany, were persecuted at that time. So
And they were like, and some of them were like a bit luckier. They would be sent to re-education camps and like turn back, they're not Jewish.
mhm. Yeah, have you heard about the
And now
Holocaust?
they're being Aryan. Like at least 90% of the people that were in Germany at Hitler's reign were Aryans. They were first to be Aryans, even if they were like Muslims, Christians. They were first to be Aryan.
That needs some investigation.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that I don't live in Germany at the time.
So that was the Industrial Revolution and the anti-Semitic pogroms in Russia and Europe. Let's move to the enforced migration. Yeah, you mentioned something about Black Africans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang it.
is that a dog?
Yeah.
No.
Surrounding very good in Egypt. Ooh. Especially when you're in the front of the city. Very good.
Oh, I see that you have given names to your dogs.
Yeah, I am him. There's one named Poo Dog and sisters.
It's really to name the dogs which are not yours.
Bella.
Yeah, tell me about the enforced migration in Africa.
So like blacks from like mostly Nigeria, Kenya, and those like popular countries in South Africa, like these popular countries in America that have most blacks, like not Egypt. Most Egyptians are white. Like is there somebody in the balcony?
What's wrong? Were you just looking to the
There's
left?
a sound in the balcony. This scares me.
Maybe one of those dogs jumped into your balcony or something.
Oh hell
They want to
nah.
come and say hello.
No, I will tell them goodbye.
Yeah, continue.
So let's get back to the problem. So like these parts of Africa came like they were forced and sold to America, brought by ships, and like they were forced to be sold and they couldn't do anything about it. Sometimes children were enslaved without their parents, like without. But like at the time, there was a president that really didn't care about slavery. But after the 1840 election, I think, like in the 19th century, not the 20th century, um, uh, they would like Abraham Lincoln became president, and they like freed the slaves after like 8 years, no 5 years, I think 5.25 years, and like all of them were like free after the American Civil War. The only war that America didn't win.
Yeah, that's right.
You get what I'm saying? The other half of them didn't win. So America won and America lost.
Yeah, the whole society was deeply divided. Yeah, but it's like Lincoln united America, and then he declared the Constitution for all American citizens.
But he was assassinated.
He was
And that man was a legend. Like a legend.
Yeah,
Legend.
that's definitely right. But it's like somebody is telling me how like those Black African like came from America, sorry, from Africa to America. As you said,
Boats,
they were
ships.
yeah, they were being shipped from Africa to America. But the point is that Americans had agents in Africa. I mean, African agents. Those like African people selling African people. You get the point? Yeah, an agent. Like when you have an agent in Africa, it means like an African guy who has like a lot of authority
He's
and
betraying his
power
own
in
people.
Africa. He is facilitating the process.
Mate, he is portraying his own people.
Yeah. They had agents.
Like if I was like one of the sellers, I would be like, get my roommate, his face, and or if he's
Actually,
bald,
they
or
were
if he's
forced
bald,
and
or if
threatened
he's
by
bald.
power of weapons. You know, they were forced. Like, if you don't do
But
that,
like,
you're gonna get killed, or we're
but if the
gonna
guy was,
replace you.
but if the guy, my roommate was bald, I would say, oh, I like your cut, G.
Yeah. Do you remember Harriet Tubman?
Harry who?
Harriet Tubman. Like, do you remember the song that we had at school about slavery? And I said, like, Harriet walked like 1,000 miles to escape from slavery. Like the song of Stand Up Harriet. You know?
Oh, I don't remember that. I forget. I forget
Seriously.
everything that I've done in my life.
Yeah, anyway, she was a black African slave, and then she could manage to escape slavery in the United States.
And is somebody in the back?
Never mind. Now let's go to the last part of the discussion, which is Ellis Island. Yeah. Do you know
Ellis,
about it?
and I have a fact for Ellis Island.
Mm-hmm.
It burned once.
That's in modern age.
No, like in 1945, I think.
Yeah, and then it was like rebuilt again.
Yeah, it was rebuilt again like after a year.
That's really awesome. But just tell us about Ellis Island. How important it was.
Like the first thing that you would like Ellis Island is between New Jersey and New York, and they're fighting about it still. But now, no, because coronavirus, they cannot meet each other to the court or anything.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing called a court anymore in coronavirus.
Yeah, that's right. The Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty, together.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty, but they're not in the same island. This is Liberty Island on New York side, and Ellis Island is like on the New Jersey side. Like they're not that far from each other, but more tangled to the other side. Like, you know what I mean?
If you just look at the map, you'll find the Statue of
Like
Liberty.
before you
Very close to the island.
Before you go to Ellis Island, the first thing you see before Ellis Island is the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm. That is right.
And it's closed, but now it's open as a museum.
Yeah, Ellis Island was like a major migration station.
Like
steps from all over
Arabs, Jews, Germans, and Napoleons.
Yeah, and the immigrants were
There's
used
nothing
to
called Napoleons, but whatever.
Yeah.
French.
And the immigrants were like they used to walk into a large echoing hole, and then the officers came to medically examine everybody, and then like give them some
because they don't want like diseases to spread with other immigrants, because they're like so vulnerable to diseases, since like they came from another country that had like really bad like conditions, so like they are vulnerable to any disease.
Yeah, it was a kind of routine to examine those migrants, and then if you are okay, then you just you become an American citizen.
Okay, thank you for coming, and bye-bye.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, and I'll tell you something, like if you just go to Ellis Island, you'll find a little museum in the first floor. It has all the luggages, not all, like some of the luggages that the immigrants left on the island. Those immigrants, because like it was overcrowded place. It's like an airport of our time. It was like an airport, and then people.
Well, like a boat. Yeah.
So the immigrants frequently forgot.
But I think I have a reason that Ellis Island closed.
It didn't close. It's like a museum. Yeah, you mean closed?
Yeah, but like it closed,
receiving
and it was like, and they like closed it until the 20th century, like the first of the 20th century. We were already in the first of the 20th century. As I was saying,
Because no one travels by ship anymore. Like people take
like
the airplanes. You know, it's like they come through the
now,
airport.
but now like people these days, ma'am, may I have a sandwich? Okay, sure. But like in the 1900s, do you have a sandwich? No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. All right, so the point is, like, yeah, as you said, like everything has changed over the years. You know, I mean, who's gonna migrate to the United States on a boat or on a
Like
ship?
from you from South America, from like for example, people from Brazil. There were not like many
Well,
immigrants
yeah.
from South America, but like, because like they weren't like in a war, and you know
Hmm.
they weren't like as in trouble as the Europe. So not many immigrants, but only like a few hundred came to America because like they wanted to have a better life with their family and their friends and their family, whatever. So, like let's pretend that like I think they closed Ellis Island because of like planes were invented, then they were like now machining. So like the people started to from our airplane to there, and you know.
Yeah, like things completely changed. Now you need a visa and then
And but
and
then you
with
only
an
needed
ambassador
records.
with the
Look,
ambassador so that you can enter the United States. It's not like before. Like in the 15th
here's
century
here's
when
my record. Yay!
yeah. But I mean in the 19th century like things were different. Like America needed a lot of people, right? So even if you
There
have
were
like
like
some
only
problems,
47
they will
million
they will
people
accept you,
before
you know.
the people started to immigrate, and like before the boiling cup of the pot that I myself cannot eat.
Yeah. That's right. So but now
If
things
it was
are
like a
different.
real pot, no human, only like if we get like 100 million people, they were like.
Yeah, but the point is that you gotta ask yourself why I need to migrate. Like I'm okay here in my country. Now it's like we got
I'm
beautiful
not
sunny
okay here
weather.
in my place though.
No, no,
It is it
we
is
got
called
beautiful
a
sunny weather.
dog place. This is a dog shelter, not a town. This is a dog shelter, like literally.
Believe me, because maybe you said so because you haven't been
A
there.
dog shelter with little humans in it.
All right, so that was the debate around migration to the United States, and thank you so much for coming today.
No problem.
And I'm looking forward to
Even
seeing you.
even though we like half of the session we only talked about like ourselves and not.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. It's all right. It's all right. Like,
But there will like be more parts soon, so I hope you all enjoyed this. Bye.
bye. See you.